So your thoughts can be self-destructive by giving attention to the wrong things. And I like to go back to my little illustration here. There are many different thoughts, and many different thoughts have different seeds with different effects. When the Oriental philosophy speaks of pure mind, there is a mind that does not throw out any seeds. Perhaps you can sometimes also use the word suggestion that could be harmful or not beneficial to other people. So in other words, don't you become a demon or a dragon and keep someone away from self-development and self-improvement. Because that has to appear first, that has to take place first. For the very simple reason that if that is not so, the spiritual path is simply not there. The garbage, so to speak, our accumulation of difficulties and problems of personality aspects, and we have many personalities, and each one has its own ego, stands in the way, and it simply cannot germinate the right thing that we would like to have. You see, mind has an enormous power, and ability to concentrate would be extremely helpful, because suddenly you will see that the mind can become aware of its own power. When that takes place, you will not let other people throw seeds or suggestions at you that somewhere before that awareness comes, you just dimly know within yourself. We speak often of the still small voice. That is what you truly know. Now then you have to activate that knowledge. In other words, you have to manifest it. Why do human beings have a mind? From all the mammals, the human beings have the largest and most complicated amount of brain. The evolution of brain had to exceed our thinking capacity and also language. From here on, language right now has reached its limits. So that means many things cannot be explained unless there's also an evolution of mind. An evolution of language has to go hand in hand. There is an interplay of forces between the mind, the thoughts, awareness, and between the mind and the body. The body has its own kind of body-mind because it functions quite independent of your conscious thought. You don't tell your heart to beat. You don't tell your stomach to digest. And because while it is very common knowledge, we don't think much about it, how and why it happens. It is that same life force that to a larger degree occupies your brain, and the function in the various parts of the brain, that's really the mind. You can't cut it apart and look where the mind is. Previously, surgeons would say, I have never found a soul, but you will not find a mind either, because it is the functioning of the different parts, the different levels. When you begin to think of levels, you come to a new area. You can take even a common word like water. And the first thing that comes to your mind, you're thirsty. or your skin is dry, or you want to take a shower, you want to wash your hands or clean something up or make a cup of coffee. It is much later, on a more serious level, that you think of water being an important part of your survival. I think you can be 50 days without water and then some awful things happen to the body. But besides that, there's also the fountain of youth from stories, tales that we all know. Then there is a water of life. So the word water, to which we are very used, and that we probably use once a day often, means really more on different levels. And when you have a dream, and some of you are in a dream class, you look for the levels of the symbols that help you decipher the dream. In other words, we pretty much live by symbol and metaphor. And of course the term demon and dragon is a metaphor.